We got to talk about Boosie. For a while now, he's been kind of like the gay police. He had a lot to say about what Gabrielle
Damn.
and Dwayne Wade had going on over there. He had some
Oh
comments
yeah.
about Mike
Yeah.
Tyson's
Yeah.
daughter. So everybody was waiting for Boosie's response to his daughter coming out. His oldest daughter, Ivy. She's 22 years old. Real
Hmm.
talented rapper. I don't know if you ever heard her freestyle.
I never heard her. Yeah, but he's saying I
Oh
heard this video where he
man,
was talking about her. She be
she is
snapping like that.
hard, hard. Like
Damn,
I feel like she could be better than Boosie. You know what I'm saying? So
that's
she seems like
crazy.
a great young lady. And she said that her coming out of the closet as gay is only an issue because Boosie is her dad. She said if Boosie wasn't her dad, then nobody would care.
Yeah, I agree.
We in a different world right now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's a
Boosie is
good.
one of the last. It's not a lot of people still standing on those, old principles that we used to. But Boosie, one of the few.
Yeah, yeah. Like he says, he's one of the last ones left. Sometimes that's not a good thing. Sometimes that's not a good thing. But he found out that she was gay the same way that we did, kind of. He said he
Nah, I
didn't know
think
it to.
he didn't know like officially, but I think he had some. It's hard not to, mannerisms and stuff like that to just where you
Well,
just shocked. I'm
well,
pretty
he
sure
said
he
he
got.
said he seen her with a boy and assumed that she was dating the boy, and he had his suspicions, but he didn't know.
Yeah, but now
He
he like,
fa-
yeah, nah.
he found out from the internet. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, Something that I suspected that really struck a chord with me is that Boosie is from a Southern Baptist background.
Yeah.
I think it's clear that that's what motivates his attitude towards homosexual people. I think he was just raised. He's conditioned to
Yeah, I believe you
be.
was raised like that too at one point. You had that condition and at one point. You were 80s baby, so you came up,
Yeah, yeah,
came up in the era. We came up in that era, man.
we did. I don't think my mom was really pushing that line with me though. Like
No, it was just society,
it
like,
was just society. Yeah,
we can
but
tell people about our experience. You want to go into that story before we our
I don't
experience?
even know. I don't even know where to start with. I know what you're talking about. Bobby's talking about the time. Who
Mhm.
who found this person that
That
wanted
was
to
at
braid
my
our hair?
grandma's house. I think it
Okay.
was my sister and my grandma. They got their hair done by I don't want to call him a homosexual. I think he was just like a transgender, right? Like, what do you call that?
I just remember him being a guy. He was probably gay. He was braiding hair,
Yeah, yeah, he was
but
gay,
we
but
didn't
he had the
realize that
he
the
was a woman.
person that was supposed to braid our. I think it was just me. I don't even think he was with me, but it was your grandma that gave us the link or something like that.
Yeah, I think you came to me and you was like, "Yo, look, man, it's a," and I think we had a little conversation. We was like, "Nah, we ain't doing it."
Yeah, because
It was,
wherever I showed up at to get my hair braided, it turns out it was a dude, and I was not with it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And I guess that could be considered a homophobic thing because I mean, it could just be you prefer women braiding your hair, but for me at that point, it was a homophobic thing, and just culturally, we've always
yeah,
that's
it
just not
was,
something that gets done.
yeah.
Young Thug has his hair braided at every court appearance. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Since we
It's
on
funny
that
you bring that
subject,
up.
yeah. And I remember when I get a pedicure probably like monthly now, and I remember it was the woman I'm dating that scheduled the pedicure, and I remember telling her like, "Yo, be sure that it's not a dude That
Rubbing
does.
on your feet.
Yeah, man. Like I know how it gets sometimes. Like make sure you let them know that I prefer it to be a lady. Why does that bother me? Is that homophobic?
For real, there's nothing wrong with that, man. Your preference,
No, I don't think it makes a
I don't think
difference. But
that's
why are we
homophobic.
like
It's
that?
just, I don't know. I think a woman's touch, man. Sometimes you go into you go into a mindset of, you have this woman's idea, and yeah,
It could be
I
that.
get
It could be that. It could
it.
just be a preference. I don't want to get too far off track. One thing that was really important that Boosie said that I think kind of gave him some
What?
cover to fall back on because he had some criticisms about Dwayne Wade and his parenting. One thing that he said is his daughter is at an age where she can make her own decisions. She's grown. So I think if you press Boosie on, his past comments, he would say the difference was that's a child that's younger, and my daughter is 22 and is paying her own bills and has her
Got her
own
own.
life. So
She's grown, bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
so she
but
could.
and
Mhm.
this came when I asked you a question. I say, hold on, how do you feel about transgender kids? Kids being able to change their transgender and
One thing I'll say about transgender kids is sometimes people conflate that with homosexuality. So that's kind of different than what we're talking about here. I think it's
right,
important to note that. Um, that's this is a young lady who likes women. That's
right. It's
not to
no,
say
she's
that
not trying to be a man, right?
she doesn't she's not experiencing dysmorphia. She doesn't feel like she has the wrong body, so to speak. So it's a
Right.
different type of thing. But as far as kids with that, matter of fact, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. That's another discussion for another segment. Well, I will say, Boosie did say that he's still not okay with the gay thing. He said that it's not accepted in his family, but of course he's gonna love his daughter.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
seems
Seems
that
fair. I mean,
seems that seems about the best I would expect out of Boosie. But did you notice that his energy was different when it's pertaining to his daughter? I know he was talking about like homosexuality in the past, and it seems like his language was a lot more rigid, and stuff like that. It seems like he was a lot more respectful, a lot more, his voice was softer. He
yeah,
wasn't as
because it's his
animated.
woman. Yeah, I mean, it's his daughter, so it's like it's a touchy situation. She's in a new
Mhm.
world now. It's a new world. So he has to adapt.
And she hears the things that he says. She understands the dynamic here. That's why she said that it's only crazy because Boosie is my dad. And Boosie said himself that she never talked to him about relationship stuff. So do you think that maybe some of his words could have been hurtful to her? Is that, she didn't say that. I don't think she would say that, but is it right to
No, I don't think it was hurtful to her. I just think. I mean, we come up in the era where our parents preach certain things down to you. So it's like, a lot of kids be disobedient. Our parents didn't want us smoking weed and we was coming up doing what we want to do. So it's like, to each his own. It's always something kids is gonna be rebellious on.
I wouldn't say being gay is rebellious. So I think she's just living her life. And
Yeah, but Boosie and the family is a Southern Baptist. So basically the family don't agree with that. So there's some kind of rebellion that was in there.
I don't know. We'll probably have to look up the definition of rebellion to get
Rebellion.
a better
Okay.
understanding. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like she's really rebelling. She might just be living her life, and maybe the way she interprets the Bible could be aligned with. There's gay people who still like are religious. You
Believe in
get
the
me?
Bible. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah, in
found a
the
way to
church, it was a
reconcile
lot of
it
people.
with the
Yeah.
yeah. So she might not even be going against the Southern Baptist thing. She might have read the scriptures and interpreted to think that I get a pass on this. Maybe that's some Old
Hmm.
Testament shit, and I'm going by the New Testament. She might pull that argument out the hat. I don't know. I'm just saying we'd have to
Yeah.
talk to her to really get to the bottom of whether she's rebelling. You know what I'm saying? She might just have a different understanding of her moral system.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense too. That makes sense.
Could be. I don't know, man. Boosie, my dog, man. I like Boosie. I mean, my dog in a playful type of way. You know what I'm saying? I've never met Boosie.
Right.
But um, I hope this has made him look at things from different angles, kind of be more progressive, you know, in a little bit, in a sense, because people are people, man. It's kind of like an
Yeah.
arbitrary thing to hold against somebody because you know, they want to love somebody different than who you expect them to love, or they might not be going by your belief system. There's no reason to give anybody a hard time. I'm always on the side of that.
Yeah. But
And, and, and you can't really trust a guy that wears a Puma sweatshirt and Jordans. I don't know if you've seen that full outfit, but that was a little unsettling for me.
oh my gosh, are we still on that like back in the days when you
Listen, man, we
it's like
still on that. That bothered
we
me,
need to get
dog.
out of that,
You
man.
no, man, you can't trust the dudes who do that, though. A lot of people will agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Just
You
something to
gotta
think
be
about. Um,
gotta be coordinated, right? With the right
yeah.
brand.
Nah, the color scheme was alright, but it's just but you might be getting a little bad from Puma or something like that. You feel me? Might as well finish it off with the Puma shoes. No, maybe it's not a big deal. But that's all I got to say on that. You got anything to add on that, Bob?
Uh I mean, no, I mean we're gonna keep it on Boosie, but we'll get into the the transgender talk, and how this
Yeah. Boosie definitely said that his daughter is at an age to make her own decisions. So if we go into the transgender